Hi guys, I'm Jan Johns and this is Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio. I'm super excited today because it is all about donuts and ice cream today. We're going to be showing you how to make donut ice cream cones in 3 different ways. It's so exciting, they're so delicious, and they're super easy. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you're a donut lover, make sure you check out our donut videos. Link will be in the description box. Let's get started on this tutorial. To make our donut ice cream cones, we're going to be using some melted butter. You're going to need a couple tablespoons or maybe up to 1/4 cup maximum. We're going to be using some pre-made croissant dough. I find this one makes the nice fluffy, closest to an actual donut flavor and taste that you want. We're also going to use some Nutella. Yay, everybody loves Nutella in their recipes. We're also going to need some sugar cones for shaping, and we're going to use some of the aluminum foil for that as well. We're going to use some cinnamon sugar, and we're going to have some sprinkles, any kind of sprinkles you can use. I just love these ones the best. And we're going to be using 2 different colors of melting wafers for chocolate. I've just got some regular and some pink as well. Let's get going on this. So we're using these cones for the mold for the shape of the donut cone. So I'm going to take my cone here and my aluminum foil. I'm just going to wrap it around here like this, and then just kind of roll it up so you get a nice little cone here. And then you can just tuck this stuff inside. And then you want to spray the cone with non-stick spray, just some like Pam or something like that, and make one of these for each of your donut cones that we're going to make. So I've opened up my dough, and what I have here is 2 of the croissants. Now this was the big package, and so it's got the larger size of croissant. So I'm just pressing this seal back together because I don't want it to come apart while we're baking it. So you can just do that with your fingers like that. Like that. And then I'm going to take a rolling pin and then just gently roll it out slightly like this. And you want to kind of make it as rectangular as you can. And then with like a pizza cutter or a knife, I'm just going to take off that bottom part there. And then I'm going to cut them into about 3/4 of an inch or even an inch in size, little strips like this, all the way up to the top. And these are going to be the pieces that make up our donut cone. Just cutting like this. There we go. And then I'm going to take each individual piece, and then just, you want to peel it like and just roll it towards you. And you're going to make like a little snake. So you're just going to roll this up like that. And then just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. So I'm going to do that with all of them till I've got all these little snakes. So now that we have all of the little pieces rolled out here, I'm going to start wrapping it around my cone. So I'm just starting there and pinching the dough together. And then you can either turn the cone or you can turn the dough. And I'm just going to go around like this. Now you want to make sure that you've sprayed your aluminum foil nice and tight, or with lots of the non-stick spray, so that when they're done baking, you easily can get the dough off of it. So I'm just pinching that second one together there and going back around. I'm going to use 3 of these little rolls, these little snaky things in total. Pinch it together again. So these are going to bake in a preheated oven at 375 degrees, and you want to bake them for about 15 to 18 minutes or until they're nice and golden brown. At the end here, I'm just going to kind of push it under that one before it, and then on a baking tray, they'll stand up just like that. Pop them into the oven, bake them, let them cool completely, and pull out the ice cream cone underneath. So the first cone I'm going to show you how to kind of embellish. You can leave it like this if you want to, but of course we want to kind of take it up a little bit. So I've got the cone here, and I'm just going to take some of the melted butter, and I'm just going to brush it on all over the outside here. Now this cone is more of the simpler one, and this is kind of the one that you would find in actual, like kind of where they started out in over in Europe. So I'm just covering it with the butter like this. And if you didn't want to bake your donut cones, you could fry them if you chose instead. So I'm just sprinkling on the cinnamon sugar now. So this traditional one is actually filled with, whoopsies, delicious Nutella. So I'm softened my Nutella a little bit, and I just popped it in the microwave for a few minutes. Or sorry, a few minutes, that would be some burnt Nutella. A few seconds, about 30 seconds. And I'm just covering or filling in the inside here. You don't have to fill the whole thing, but can you imagine how good this would be with this one is served with soft serve ice cream. So I'm just gonna cover that whole thing in there. And then you can put some around the outside as well. Delicious. Just smear that around the outside like this. You could even dip it in if you wanted to, but I've got my offset spatula here working in my favor like this. And then because I am obviously a sprinkles lover, I'm going to just add my own little embellishment to this one and top it with a couple of these little sprinkles here. It gives it some color, kind of gives it some fun, and it gives it a little bit more crunch. So that's the first cone, sort of the traditional take with the cinnamon sugar, and it's coated in Nutella on the inside. So this next one, we're going to repeat with the cinnamon sugar, and this is obviously something you could do optionally as well. So I've got my butter here again, covering it here. Nice little coating of butter, and the butter just helps the cinnamon sugar stick. If you try to put it on while the cone is still warm, you might be able to pull off not needing the butter because the sugar might melt to your cone. I didn't try that, but let me know if you do try that. So I'm just going to tap it off a bit. Now this one is just kind of a fun one. I'm going to dip the bottom of the cone into the chocolate and then pull it out, let it drip off a little bit, kind of like a cake pop, like this. And then as it's kind of dripping there, I'm going to get some sprinkles and sprinkle the bottom like that. And then I'm going to turn it upside down, and be warned, you might end up with some chocolate on your fingers you have to suck off. That would be so unfortunate. Dip that in there like that. Straight in, straight out. Let it drip off a little bit. And then we're going to add some more sprinkles to the top. So this one's just kind of a fun one that I kind of associate more like with a kid's kind of party. And I would fill this one up with like some cotton candy ice cream or some nice bright like birthday cake ice cream, something like that. So you're going to want to let that harden, and then you can fill it up with your really fun bright ice cream. So my third and final donut cone way I'm going to show you is my totally favorite one. Now when I think about a donut, I totally think about the quintessential like pink donut with the big sprinkles on it, kind of like the Homer Simpson donut, that idea. And that's what came to mind when I was trying to think of another way to show you guys how to do these cones. So we're going to make a beautiful pink one that looks just like an actual donut, which is kind of fitting. So I'm going to take that with my cinnamon sugar on it now, and again fill in the bottom here, dip it into the pink, let it jiggle out a little bit. The pink is quite a bit thicker, not sure it's just because of the dyes that are in it, and it doesn't run as much, which is kind of nice. You don't have to fight the gravity pull of it. Dip it into the top here, and this is the fun part because the top is the part that kind of looks like the Homer donut. Now I want you to let me know in the comments which of the 3 ways to make the ice cream donut cones. Let me know which one you like the best. So this one I think I'm going to top with some like some vanilla ice cream, and top it with like a cherry, some chocolate sauce. Really make it look like kind of a real sundae and a real treat with that donut on top. So there you go, everybody. 3 different ways to make homemade donut ice cream cones. What could possibly be better? Remember, if you're a donut lover, make sure you check out our homemade donut recipe. And I also have a homemade ice cream recipe up on the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys all again next time.